Every day we are out in public, whether outside, at events, or in stores.
We work in retail ourselves, and we even have some friends of ours who want to share their fun, hectic, nightmarish, and even literal shitty stories.
We try to keep things anonymous for the safety of people's jobs, companies, and not to mention try not to 100% discourage the people involved.
That's right. We don't want to make out customers to look like the worst people, because we even have stories with us as the customers.
My name is Austin.
And I'm Jeremy.
And welcome to the Retale Pit.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Retale Pit, where we share our tales of retail experiences, whether as the customers or most commonly the employees who have their stories about the customers themselves.
Yes, if you work in retail like us, you probably have a million stories about your job, either annoying customers you've had, drama that's happened in the back room, or whatever it is, it can be pretty hectic. What we try to do is have more of the fun, entertaining stories. Now, I don't know about you, Jeremy, but I know sometimes I have some stories where even death's involved, so we kind of want to stray away from stories like those.
Right. So normally we want to have a guest on the show because we have plenty of people who could join us. But today we're going to kick off the show with the first episode just being us, so that way you can get familiar with the setup and who we are, kind of like your first day on the job. Speaking of, my job, I work for a large soda company. I'm in sales, and I go from store to store, merchandising product, out on the sales floor, and such like that.
Right. And because he has his routes in different stores to work at for his deliveries, one of the stops is at a supermarket that I work at. That's really how we know each other. My first job was home improvement, but I started out at this company doing truck unloading for about 2 years, and then I kind of ended up becoming a backup receiver for his pop orders, along with chips and bread vendors. But just for backup. Primarily my job is really central salvage clerk. So mainly I scan out damages, whether to throw them away or send them back in our warehouse. But only our grocery and GM or general merchandise damages. People give me vendor damages all the time. Sometimes people dump Jeremy's product in my carts. I'll get dairy produce, and people are dumb enough to even put leaking bloody meat in my carts. And it drives me nuts. Like, for the ones that there's really good stuff in there, and I can send back or mark down, but because it's leaking and has all that stuff on there, I have to throw it away. And if we had like a health audit as well, I'd be the one that's penalized for that. But other than the damage carts, there's really minor stuff like sending out DVDs to movie studios, like we send out like Universal movies back to Universal Studios, Sony and such, Disney movies. And same thing with books. We send books out, process recalls. I return like holiday stuff all the time, like Christmas stuff after the holidays. Basically, whatever we don't sell from those stuff, after it gets marked down, I send it back. But most of the fun time is processing customer returns. Service desk decides if what a customer returns is good enough to back it up to just put it back to the department and resell it on the shelf, or if it doesn't, it comes to me. So I get the worst of the returns. And but that's just in salvage. I mean, I do receiving stuff like direct the trailers and scan in the orders, but like I said, we have a head receiver for that.
So we're going to kick it off with some basic stories that we want to share. And the first story I want to kick this off with is this actually happened not too long ago in a large chain grocery store. Really, and it could happen anywhere.
Right.
I'm in my pop aisle, and I am pulling product from my cart, filling it on the shelf, and a customer walks up to me, which is a normal occurrence. A lot of people think that we work at that store.
Oh, yeah.
So
you probably got to ask about the grocery.
Actually, no, not this time.
Oh, but how? I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're
How
fine.
often does that happen, though?
At least 7 times a day. I kid you not, 7 times a day
Yeah.
at least.
I have to. I feel bad by doing this. Like I feel like a dirty person, but sometimes I do have to put my jacket on when I'm like walking to my car. It's a
Right.
short distance between that back room door and to the front door,
Yep.
and I can still get stopped even though I'm wearing a shirt with no badge. And
Right.
I mean, my mom got stopped in the parking lot before she even punched in
Seriously.
because they saw that she had a manager shirt.
That's impressive.
Oh yeah, we in the future we will have to get her.
Oh
on
yeah,
calendars.
we will do that for sure.
But, okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're fine. So this customer approaches me, and I see 1,000 customers a day. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't even pay attention half the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, it's almost like second nature because I
Right.
know at the first it's probably like, it's like, oh god, like you're like nervous, like
Yeah.
I don't know, I gotta get you done, like I gotta make sure
Mhm.
you get what you need.
When you first start in this job, you are concerned about where every customer is and whether or
Oh,
not
yeah.
you're in the way, and
Oh yeah,
you should still be concerned about
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
because I'm used to that as like it's weird because I'm used to walking around that floor, everything as a customer,
Mhm.
and then that first day out on the floor, it just felt weird. Like
Right.
it just was weird. Like
Oh, yeah.
I could screw up.
So she walks up to me, and she's asking me if we have this certain product.
Okay.
So we don't have this product anymore. We've discontinued this product.
Yeah. Uh oh.
Yep.
Uh oh.
That did not make the customer happy. So she begins to tell me that, well, I just bought it here last week. I know that you still carry it.
And the thing, you could end up just taking that off the shelf a
Mhm.
day after they bought it. Too.
Correct.
Yeah.
She probably bought one of the last packages that I was
Oh,
able
yeah.
to get into the store. So I apologized. I said, I'm sorry. This is something we're no longer producing. It's not available.
Right.
And instead of that being the end of the conversation, like it should have been, because let's face it, I work for this company.
Yeah.
I do know what's going on.
Oh yeah.
She proceeds to tell me, well, I'll go to another store where I know they have it.
You're like, I probably stock there too.
Mhm. Yep.
Because Lord knows, I'm not. If I buy pop, I'm not going to drive more than several miles.
Exactly.
I'm going to go right down the street to
And
something different.
That's exactly right. And I know she was going right around the corner to the other store.
Was that your next stop?
Yep.
You were like, hello, hello.
I really wanted to run into her. Not because I'm vindictive, but I just wanted to.
Yeah.
I just wanted the satisfaction of
just to
knowing
prove
that.
her wrong. Yeah.
Yes.
Because like you said, it was fine how it started,
Mm-hmm.
but when it comes to like more of an argument,
Correct.
yeah,
I mean,
or a disagreement,
I
yeah.
guess the moral of the story of this story is that, okay, I work for this company
yeah,
that supplies this product.
yeah,
If I'm telling you something, you should be able to trust what I'm
Yeah.
saying, because when you buy it, I make money off from that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I don't have
and
it.
and the crazy thing, you don't think about it until you work into like more of the grocery stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The whole different store doesn't matter if it's a dollar store, if it's like a Walmart, or if it's like a Kroger or anything like that. Anything that whole store is just a curtain, and the person really opening that curtain is the same person. You know,
Right.
it's the same thing. The only difference is that they might sell one of this product better at this location,
Right.
that you might not even
Mhm.
just why would you order more of something that you're not going to sell?
Exactly.
So I work in the back, so I don't have too many retails about me working with customers. Most commonly, they poke their head through the backroom door going hello, and the doors are from like where our pop and yogurt aisle is. They go through the back door, saying hello, and that's where the truck unloading area is, and that's
Mhm.
where I used to work at. And so the truck unloaders now, when I'm working the salvage, the truck unloaders now, they jokingly go hello, hello, and it kind of the first time it heard it, it made my stomach drop. I'm like, wow, that customer really wants to get back here. Then I realized, oh, it's one of the truck unloaders. But when I was the truck unloader, we had this lady, and this was when I was rarely out in the floor before our grocery managers even asked me to kind of help out. This lady, she was kind of like shorter. She was kind of like sassier, and this was when I was working at another store, my first store.
Mm-hmm.
I transferred to a nicer one,
Right.
which is the one that you go to.
Yep.
And this lady kicks the door with her hand on her hips, and she's like, "Hey, I said I need a spring water."
What?
And yeah, see, I'm so used to customers busting through those doors or like constantly. It doesn't happen as much as this one. And if it does, it's more like on Sundays, on the busier days, later in the day. But at the other store, all the time.
See, I would never in a million years think to do that.
Yeah.
I would stand by the door until somebody came out.
That's what the fuck the red phones were for in,
Right.
in the aisles. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and that's I'll get to that later. But it was something I was going to talk about as I'm a customer. But yeah, and then I hear our good old friend in grocery, and he's that far from us, and he mutters, "I just fucking told that bitch we didn't have any spring water." And but the funniest part is that we had our good friend, I'm just gonna say his name, our good friend Brandon, and he was really quiet. I thought not to be racial, I thought he was Hispanic. He was very dark skinned, had some Mexican guys really have some cool ass fucking like black hair, like slick hair, and he was just really, really dark-skinned Italian. And he was really quiet, and he was really cool. He never got mad. He every now and then, he'd get his off days where he was, like, pissed.
Right.
And, he was, like, quiet. Like, he was, he looked really, like, young, but he was really, like, in his, like, 30s. Like, almost, like, 40s.
Okay.
And, he was, like, he'd always smile, and, like, yeah. And then, he looked, that lady, I feel so bad for Brandon. He was standing right by those doors when that lady busted in, and her focus was all on him.
Oh, no.
And like she probably killed him in his eyes, saw the terror, and then he just like froze. Just, hey! And then I was like, oh god, Brandon's dead. like so much, and it was out of nowhere. Like it just was out of nowhere. And there was so much going on between her screaming that, realizing Brandon, oh no, and then I just fucking told that bitch we didn't have it. And like, I'm just so much shit has happened at that store. I'm sure if I tried to tell that story to the guy that was in grocery, he probably wouldn't even remember it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh,
that stuff is just ridiculously. It happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
What?
And well, I was going to say, like I said, we don't want to make customers seem bad.
No.
Because really, 80% of the time, customers they just want to get in and out.
Right.
Like that's
exactly.
Like we had a thing where our company was like, they were like, greet everybody you fucking can.
Yep.
Like, we want you to greet this person, this. I'm like, fuck, dude, I'd be pissed off.
Right.
I'm like,
walk through the store and can't even make it 5 feet without somebody saying
I make eye contact with someone. If I don't, they're focused, like, if I'm walking through the meat department, they're generally focused on the pound. They're doing math in their head. The last thing they need is somebody to shake them by the shoulder, go, hello, welcome to the store you drove to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, fuck, I'm just doing remainders and shit.
Well, and I find it funny that some companies do that, like require their employees to do, because some companies will go as far as to like hire secret shoppers.
Yeah,
and you're graded on how many times you get greeted in the store.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, I do find that annoying sometimes.
Yeah, fuck yeah. If you notice, you go to the mall. I feel bad for people who work at the mall because they probably hardly get any shoppers, depending on the store you work at. Like, if you work at a dead store in the mall, I know when I go to, like, Journeys and maybe, like, Zoomies, they will, like, they're, like, dead on you. Like, can I help you find anything? Or you go to, like...
Because they're so excited to see somebody.
I know. I'm like,
door.
a part of me is like, no, kind of leave me alone. I got to think about this for a minute. Because you know if you say something, they're going to try to help you out, and you don't want that. Like, even if you say they're... it's too expensive. Like, you look at a pair of shoes and you're like, I don't want to spend 80. Well, we got these ones. No, I don't want those ones. Look, I just came here to browse. I just want to leave.
That's funny. Well, while we're right there at that topic, I'm going to kind of piggyback off from your story.
Okay.
I had one,
But
a different one.
Yeah.
But I like this one better for right now. So, we'll say that I was at another grocery store, which is right around the corner from your store.
Yeah.
And the way that their back room is set up, where the pop area is and all the extra grocery, the bottle room is right next to the back room.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a set of
Oh,
doors.
no. Hold on. Let me... I already know which one you're talking about. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
But you probably get stopped a lot when that bottle machine shuts down.
Oh, that's exactly where I'm going.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
So, where my pop sits in the back room, I am very close to the bottle machines, and there's a set of swinging doors.
Doesn't help your pop vendor either.
I know, right?
See, I got your product, fucker. Return it. I want my 10 cents you fucking taxed me for.
Basically. So, this is two incidents.
I will send this back to your company and get my 10 cents back. I will make sure your CEO gets this fucking bag of bottles on his goddamn desk.
Oh, God. But this is two incidents in the same day that this happened. Okay, first off, I can hear the bottle machines.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly, because I'm right next
Oh,
to
yeah.
them. Especially when they get full, there's a little alarm that goes off that makes that noise pretty much exactly.
Yeah.
Woo, woo,
Oh, yeah.
woo,
Oh, trust me, I'm a white boy in Flint with
Right.
fucking plenty of Faygo bottles to return.
Exactly. We all know the noise. So...
It's like a trigger noise.
It kind of is.
It gives you non-flashbacks.
It's kind of traumatic for
Yeah.
me because of this experience right here. So, when one of those goes off, it's not like there's an automatic signal sent somewhere that tells somebody
like
that
a
it's
Batman
full.
symbol.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you kind of have to flag somebody down, tell them the machine's broken,
Yeah.
whatever.
And of course, that's the last thing that somebody from grocery wants to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there are, at this specific store, they have clerks that handle, like, just that. They do carts and this. So...
Yeah, our
Yeah, your guys do it too, don't they?
see, at our store, grocery takes care of that.
Oh.
But see, we have the service desk, which are clerks, people who do customer returns, cash office, like lottery tickets and all that stuff, and like the deposits and stuff.
Okay.
But then there's also utility workers that take out the trash, cart pushers. At the other store I was working at, those cart pushers were the ones that took care of the bottles.
Okay. Because that's kind of how it is at this other store, too.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, setting the picture. I'm in the back room. I'm working my product. And I hear that alarm go off. And I'm like, oh, shit. I already know where this is going. As if on cue, a woman pokes her head through the little doors there.
Hello?
Yeah, yup.
Hello?
Hello, the bottle machines are down. Can anybody come up here? And I don't work in the store. I'm not allowed to touch those machines.
Yeah.
Even though I know how to fix it. I'm not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So...
That's a no-no.
Exactly. So, I just say to her, well, I don't work here, but I can see if I can find somebody for you.
Yeah.
So I walk over and ask another employee. They say, yeah, we'll go get somebody.
Yeah.
Well, there's two people in that store that do that.
Yeah.
They're both out getting carts, and one's bagging, one's getting carts.
Yeah.
So naturally, you're going to have to wait a minute before the bottle machine's fixed. Not even 3 minutes later, she pokes her head through the door and just starts screaming at me. I thought you said you were going to get somebody over here, this and that, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. There is nothing that I can do for you.
Right.
My hat says the name of this pop company.
It says soda.
Right.
It says.
There is nothing I can do for you. And it's just little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Oh no, I lost the second part of the story, Austin.
Oh no.
What is wrong with me? Well, we'll skip it.
Yeah,
for now.
we can skip it. So okay, so this is kind of more of the lighter stores. These are the lighter, typical things that you would probably deal with at our headache.
Right.
If we do another episode with just us, we might not have as crazier. This next segment would just be a longer extension of that last one.
Right.
But here we're going to get into the more hardcore retails, like crazier things that's happened, like the most insane that you can't believe, and it might happen again, but most likely probably wouldn't. Maybe.
Exactly.
So my two involve our forklift or our high-low. I'll let you tell one before I get to the second, but the first involves someone lifting the fork up and hitting the sprinkler system,
Nice.
which I love the design that we have in our building, where our sprinkler pipes are like a U shape over our door tracks on our trailer doors. And someone managed to hit, actually it's been hit twice. Once with the door, because the door panel went like, and smacked it.
Right.
And it was the longest day I've ever worked truck unloading, because we had to stop what we were doing for like the firefighter guys to come in, fix that. Like, well, he's blocking off bay 1 and 2. Looks like we'll have to wait. We'll have to work grocery or something, or go on a long break. But the other time, I think they lifted the forks to kind of maneuver, but you didn't realize how high they were, and it just fucking smacked right into it. It's electric forklift, shorted the goddamn circuit board on that thing.
Oh, and that's not cheap.
We had a rental for like ever, but and it started like, I mean, I have a picture of it. And I'll probably upload it to our social media sources afterwards.
Yep.
And I mean, just water was going like crazy. It looked like you ever see like those movies or whatever where they undo a fire hydrant?
Oh yeah.
That's what it looked like. It looked like just a spray. Like, oh shit. And then so they're calling everybody, and everybody's just sitting there watching it. Like, nobody's doing anything. Oh. And but like the guy that did it is like freaking out. Obviously, he had to take the drug test.
Right.
But he was fixing things. But he was like getting calls. They got it shut off. I forgot how. But the funniest thing about this story, our good old friend, I'm not going to say his name just in case, but our good friend was famous for his long, just black beard.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, he had like a Scott Ian beard almost.
Mm-hmm.
It was full black all the way down. He went on his break. He's out on the floor. He comes back just cracking up. I'm like, dude, what's going on? He's like cracking up, and we're like, then he's like, oh, wait a minute, what the fuck's going on over there? And I was like, somebody hit that with the water system and fucked everything up. And he's like, oh shit. He's like, that explains it. And I'm like, explains what? And he's like, dude, he's like, out in the sales floor, there's fucking sirens and everything going off. I'm like, no way. I'm like, no way. He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, customers are freaking out. He's like, lights are flashing, like the fire exit lights are flashing.
Stampede for the door.
Yeah, and this was like 3 years ago, a couple years ago, whenever the like 2015, 2016, when they had that footage of ISIS walking down the road and whatever.
Yeah.
So some lady was just like, ISIS!
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. Like, guy from grocery came back cracking up. And I was like, oh my God, it's probably like a war zone out there. And I was like, dude, you should have put a turban on your heads with your beard and went, or it's like something crazy like that. He's like, no, dude. He's like, I'll probably get my ass killed. Wow. Dude, I was like, oh my God. Insanity. It shows you how, like, when people get cooped up and scared, how drastic. I don't think anybody got fought, but I'm sure a lot of people just dropped their shit and walked out.
Oh, no doubt.
But I heard it was annoying. Like, I heard that I didn't even hear it. Mm-hmm. Like, it was on for like a half hour. We're like, what?
It didn't come over.
The back room didn't have anything to go off, but like out on the floor, yeah, they had like weird. Some beeping going on. People just said, "Fuck it." We lost a lot of customers.
See, I'm that person. I would have just kept shopping until I saw smoke or something. Because I've been in that situation before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, I guess if I'm going to go with my first story here.
Yeah,
This
your
is
first like crazy.
yes, my
Yeah.
first crazy story. Right.
Wow, what a crazy guys.
All right, so this is back from when I used to work at a small truck stop in a more rural area.
Yeah.
And
Oh man, trucker stories.
Oh.
You probably got like a buttload of trucker
oh,
stories.
you
A
have
truckload
no
of trucker
clue. A
stories.
truckload. There you go.
Maybe that'd be a segment.
It
Jeremy's truck stop story.
I could fill a full.
Yeah,
I could fill
and
a
we're
whole
like,
segment there.
yeah.
So, I used to work third shift at this truck stop.
Oh man, that's even better.
Exactly. All the crazy shit.
I mean, I've
happens
heard
on
just a
third
lot of
shift.
just trucker stories in general on CB radios and stuff.
Oh yeah. So we had a giant parking lot in the back for the trucks to park.
Yeah, and
you
plus,
know.
not to mention, there's the diesel like,
Right. The diesel bay
yeah,
for refueling, and behind that was the like overnight parking
Yeah.
for all the truckers. And
oh, so they could actually like sleep there.
oh yeah, yep.
Oh,
We had a big area back. The only catch was they needed to come inside.
and actually pay for something, or
No, they could do that, whatever. But they had to come in and register, write down like their name,
oh,
phone number.
so you guys are like a hotel,
kind of, yeah.
or a motel.
I mean, we didn't charge anything for
Yeah.
that, because chances were they were going to fuel up and they were going to come inside and buy something.
Yeah.
So
yeah, breakfast
Right.
or late night dessert.
So that's all back there. And then periodically, like 2 or 3 times throughout the night, we're supposed to walk around the corner past the diesel bay
Mm-hmm.
and just make sure everything's kosher back there.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to be kosher.
Jeez. What am I going to do with you? So, one night, I go out and I walk around, and there's a white van back there. Just not
Ooh,
not a
yay.
semi, just
Yay.
a white van.
Now, are cars allowed to nap there?
No,
only semis.
only semis.
Oh.
We have a separate parking lot off the other side of the building for like ride and share.
Yeah.
But it's not supposed to be like an overnight leave your car kind
Yeah.
of thing. So whenever that happens, we were supposed to, go out, see if there's anybody out there, whatever's going on.
Yeah.
So I locked the building up. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Nobody's really coming in. So I locked the building up so I can go back there. Walk up to the van. And as I get closer, I realize that the van is shaking.
Ew.
Yeah. So I'm getting closer. And this is like a passenger van. So it does have windows on the side.
Yeah.
They're tinted. So I get up there and I knock on the window, and all of a sudden I see people, naked people,
Naked people.
scrambling.
Oh.
Like they have no idea. They come barreling out the back, drunk and naked.
Oh, no.
And now they're in the parking lot drunk and naked.
Are they, okay, so are they old?
I would say they were probably in their late 40s.
Okay, so they were like parents' age.
Yes. So I don't know if like this was maybe an escape from their kids or whatever.
So it was just 2 people?
Right. But then this is where it gets really weird. Okay, it's not like, you're having sex in the back of a van in a well-lit parking lot.
Well, yeah, like, why would they run in the back? Why don't they just go in the driver's seat and just drive off?
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
you're going to call the police.
Right. Like, why are you going to get out of your van naked?
Yeah.
This is the screwed up part. They then proceeded to yell at me because I interrupted their sex.
Oh, the fuck, you didn't let me finish.
Exactly.
That was pretty rude of you, Jeremy.
Apparently. Damn cockblock.
All I did was knock. Hello?
I
You should
will-
have been the customer. Hello? Hello?
Just open the door. Hello?
Your bottle machine is down. You told me.
I will never forget that, though. At the same time that I'm trying to tell
Well,
them,
yeah, like-
you need to pack up.
Well, your mind is like, anything could happen when you're walking to that van because it's a long walk, and then not to mention you're probably thinking like, and then like you don't expect that.
Not even close.
Especially to run out the back, like dude's like, what?
Yeah, like you said, I would have expected somebody to just get in and drive off.
Yeah.
Not to come out and confront me.
Hello?
And another part to this was they didn't even want to leave. They're like,
our house.
Yeah, basically. They're
my
like,
house.
we're already here. We've been drinking. We need to stay. I'm like, no, you need to call someone to come get you.
Yeah.
And you
Did
can
they even
leave
bother
your
to
van.
get dressed when they were arguing, or
No. They were that drunk.
oh no.
And I would like to, I mean, if you're just listening to this story, if I heard it from somebody else, it would almost be hard to believe.
Yeah.
You can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
You just can't.
And like there are, because I'm surprised how calm you seem, because I would have been like, if you guys don't leave, I'm calling the police. Like
See, we had to call the police so many times there that
you guys became like the crying wolf.
you're used to it. You know, you see some fucked up shit at a truck stop at 3 o'clock.
So much shit on the wall. Hey, there's nothing we can do about it.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
Oh, okay. Oh man, dude, that's crazy. Okay, before you go to another one, I have like I said, I have another one with the high-low. I was actually off this day. This was still at the other store I was working at as a truck unloader.
Okay.
The same guy with our beard was the only one that was licensed to use the high-low. And don't ask me why. They never certified us out of like the 6 guys that was working there. So the days that he wasn't working, we would be screwed and had to use pallet jacks.
Oh, that's
or get somebody with a high-low. Yeah, so I'm used to. So when I got to the other store, they were using the electrical jacks. I'm like, you guys can use those? Like, we barely even used ours, but it was so old.
Right.
It was like one of those old hefty ones.
Yep.
I was like, fuck. Well, anyways, so inside the truck, so I guess they got done doing the grocery truck. They had the belt still in there, like the whole extension belt.
That keeps the product from
Yeah,
sliding
it
forward or
rolls.
backward
What
in
it
the
does
truck.
is that it comes apart in 4 pieces.
Okay.
There's you put 3 of the pieces inside, hook them all together. Mm-hmm. There's cords that go into them, and then there's hooks that lock them together. And you can really move it around. It's on wheels. Because if you ever seen like movies of people like in like plants, you see it all curved around and stuff.
Oh, right, yeah.
Ours is just straight. And then the last piece goes out in the back. It's got a black shield to stop it from falling off. Mm-hmm. And we have a drop cord that plugs into it to turn it on. And so that was hooked into the truck. I don't know why they didn't unhook it. They got on. He got on. Our bearded friend got on there with the high-low. They grabbed the last pallet. I guess they were done for the day. And it's funny because the guy that was like, I just bought that bitch. Oh, I told that bitch we didn't have any spring water. I was with him. I was hanging out with him.
Right.
Coincidentally on the Sunday. And he's the one that told me. He got on it with the high-low to grab that water. And the trailer just went completely sideways. Like, it wasn't like backward, like tip backward.
Right.
It just went completely on its side. It just said,
That's some scary
with the
shit.
belt still hooked onto it. So I don't know if like it just came apart automatically or just ripped and just shattered. But yeah, luckily it was our rental from.
So it wasn't even your.
Because the one that got short circuited was a stand up one.
Oh.
So our rental was the actual sit down buckled in.
Yeah.
So he had to. I heard it was loud. I can't fucking imagine with the dock plate and the trailer.
Right.
Dude, it had been the worst. Oh. Like the only thing in there was water. He said he got in there, and he was still buckled in. He had to unbuckle it. He had to like grab the cage like of the frame of it to pull himself out. I'm like, dude, my fat ass wouldn't have been able to get out of there.
Wow.
And I could just imagine just no longer seeing like the door, like the trailer just outside, boom, outside. And I did not believe it. Like, I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, dude. And he showed a picture of him at the hospital in the gown and everything. Turns out we had big people
Yeah.
there. We had big CEOs. It was a serious issue. There was nothing he wanted to sue because he said he could smell the fumes, the battery fumes and everything. And I mean that's just dangerous.
Oh yeah, that's.
But the one thing he couldn't really have a case on was technically as the truck unloader and receiving, we're supposed to check the trailers.
Okay.
See, people kind of like get on the ball about our head receiver that I'm the backup receiver to,
Mm-hmm.
about being so by the rules.
Yep.
But stuff like that is what makes me appreciate it, because there was a tag on that fucking trailer that said, "Do not use this trailer." It was like red. It was red tagged. Why the fuck our warehouse loaded it and then told the dispatch to take it? I have no fucking clue. But they obviously got the driver and somebody at the warehouse got let go.
Somebody lost their job over that.
But because of that red tag, that was kind of like they're saying, well, you guys can't really sue us for getting damaged.
I mean, I understand.
It's a wet floor sign, is what it is.
Exactly.
Is what it was.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was insane. So we lost our rental high-low and a real high-low. Dude, like, people at our store did not believe me when I tell this story. I didn't believe it when I fucking came in and he wasn't there.
I would have had a hard time believing that.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking nuts. Jeez. You don't think that kind of... I could imagine what it was like as a customer, like, out in the parking lot. I'm like, hey, look at that. I don't even know how the fuck they got it up. I don't. I really don't. I just remember going outside, like looking out the dock 1 and seeing the high-low out there because it was damaged in the belts. It wasn't like they put it together. They obviously closed it together, but they had to get somebody to pick it and take it away.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
I don't mean to like try to top you. Like, can you top one that's like that? But that's the whole point of the segment, is to get like holy shit stories.
Exactly.
Is what they are.
I want to get the best story out of you.
Yeah.
So naturally, I'm gonna come with like some of my best.
Oh, like I have like big ones, but only like maybe 5. The thing is like you probably got like an ongoing series.
Well, I do, but I think what everybody needs to realize when we're talking like that, I'm older than Austin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I have been working
in
retail a little bit longer.
I've worked in general total 5 years. Just in any job.
Right. And I've been working now for
like a little over
14, yeah.
Yeah. And that just shows you over the 5 years, so much shit has happened.
Oh yeah.
And that's 5 years in like August, close to fall time. And
see, I'm just coming up on my 5-year mark with the company that I'm with now.
Yeah.
So, but not to top you, but
oh no,
actually,
please.
I don't even think,
no, I want to.
You see, I don't think I can now because what I had prepared kind of pales in comparison to that. But I'm going back to the truck stop.
Okay.
I work third.
Right.
And here in the state that we live in, cutoff time for liquor, 2:00. Cutoff time is, we stop selling right at 2:00.
Yeah.
Without fail, at least once a night, somebody would come in afterwards and they'd get pissy because you couldn't sell anything to them. Well, one night was worse than another. It was during the county fair.
Does it matter what county fair?
No, not really. I can say it's Saginaw County Fair.
Okay. See, now how trashy is the Saginaw County Fair? Pretty trashy. You get some of the outwoods people.
You do sometimes.
Because like Shiawassee is straight just country people.
Yeah.
Genesee, you get like the city of Flint like area, Davison, Burton.
Well, see,
with a little hint of like Clio.
Right.
Yeah.
We used to have Saginaw County Fair used to be held in Saginaw town.
Yeah, didn't it get moved to more Chesaning area?
Yeah, it's right in Chesaning now.
Yeah.
And so maybe I don't notice it so much because I'm kind of a country guy.
Yeah.
But what I notice is people from the city coming
Oh, without
more
a doubt.
often,
Yeah.
you know. And, but this guy, he was a carny. So,
Ooh, backbone of America.
yep. He travels, you know, every week they're in a different city in the summertime.
Okay.
So, he comes in, we'll say it's 2:10.
Yeah.
He's clearly already fucked up.
Oh, no.
Like, they've been drinking back there in their trailer,
Yeah.
and they ran out. So, they come to the gas station, because we're pretty much the only spot around.
Yeah. Wait, is this 2:10 p.m. or a.m.?
This would be a.m.
Oh, okay.
After the
I was like,
liquor
dude,
cutoff.
p.m. is really fucking... I don't know. Like, I don't know why I was thinking p.m. And then when you said cut, I'm like, oh, yeah, cutoff. Da-da,
Right.
da-da. Dude, 2 p.m. is the cutoff. Holy shit, you better get your liquor in the morning. Dude,
Right? Morning drinking.
well, not just morning drinking. Imagine, like, the sales on liquor. You know how many morning people we get? Like, oh, shit, I got to get it. Oh, hurry up.
Well, you know, every morning at 7 o'clock at your store,
Yeah, they open up the cage.
and there are people waiting.
Yeah, because
Every
what
morning.
the thing is that, like, we've noticed that a lot of the times things get stolen is at the AM because our liquor lady is no longer.
Right.
She leaves. The latest she leaves is 3, but most of the time she leaves at 11 in the morning.
Yep.
So she's only in like a 4-hour window frame. I mean, she just does liquor and, you know, talks to the beer merchandisers and such.
Right, yeah, she's in charge of that section.
Yeah.
So, this guy comes in, and immediately he goes to walk towards the beer coolers. Well, there's like 4 doors.
Oh yeah.
And if
Yeah,
you could-
because you get your wine coolers on one door.
Exactly.
You get your, like-
multi-packs,
Yeah,
your
your
tall
30, 24,
boys.
12 pack. Oh, see, I used to think not all gas stations served alcohol. Like I
Not
used
all
to.
gas stations do,
Yeah.
because you have to have your liquor license to do that.
Yeah.
Well, we had 4 cooler doors,
Yeah.
and at 2 o'clock, we have to put a little lock on the top of the door that
Yeah.
prevents it from being open.
Yeah, kind of like the glass video game cases that are like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. And there's a little key that goes in there.
Mhm. Yep.
So, I had already done that because it's 2:10.
Oh shit. Oh no.
He's just wailing on this door, trying to rip it open. And I'm yelling back to him
Let
across
me
the store.
in.
It's locked. I can't sell beer right now. He's like, what do you mean you can't sell beer? Do your fingers work? Can you type on that machine? You can sell beer. I said, no.
Yeah, that's how you lose a liquor license.
Right?
Yeah.
And just like that.
And that's what you mean I can't fucking sell beer.
Mhm. So I explained to him, here in Michigan, we have a cutoff time of 2 a.m. After that, I'm not allowed to sell any beer to you.
Yeah.
He goes, ah. So he's walking up towards me. I think he's going to leave. Then he sees the liquor section behind the counter.
Yeah.
He's like, well, just give me a 5th of, I don't remember what kind he wanted. He wanted a 5th of vodka.
Right. Probably something super cheap.
Yeah. And I just look at him with this dumbfounded look on my face. And I say, I can't sell you beer. What makes you think I can sell you liquor?
Oh no, Jeremy. Oh, why did you have to word it like
Because I got cocky. I couldn't help it. So he's just furious now. He's like, well, what the hell can I buy then? I'm like, I'll sell you gas, I'll sell you cigarettes, I'll sell you anything over there. You know what he did next?
He grabbed everything.
No. He pushed everything off my countertop onto the floor. Just in one swoop. Whoop!
Oh man.
Just slid it off
And
the
that's
counter.
including like there's probably things like lottery ticket. Well, no, those are like on plastic cases.
Right, those are bolted down.
But if you had like a thing of like a box of just like Twix or
yeah,
a Kit
there
Kat
was
bar.
candy bars,
Yeah,
there was like
boxes of
meat
candy
sticks. My cash register,
was part of that.
it was part of that.
See, now
because
you know
that's
why
not
like the
bolted
Flint
down.
area there's the fucking bulletproof
Right.
glasses and shit where you got to slide the dollar under.
Oh, yeah, no. We did not have that. So, I'm yelling at this dude at this point. Get out of the store. I'm going to call the police. Just get out. And we're good. Just get out.
Yeah.
So he walks out the door, and I immediately lock it behind him.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Because, that's just what you're going to do. He heard the click on the door, and I think that pissed him off even more.
You did everything wrong.
I did.
Well, you never know if he's just going to come back with his friend or, like...
I'm not about to get shot.
Not to get sidetracked, but that has happened with my grandma, and I'm not saying she was in the right.
Mm-hmm.
She was drinking. I was, like, a little kid, and I could tell.
Yeah.
And she came back. She did something. I don't remember. I think she was trying to return bottles or something, but they didn't like it or something. I was walking with her to go do that, and she came out mad. On the way to the walk back to her house, she finds a frog, and then she goes back to the fucking party store and puts it in one of the coolers. It was like a little toad.
What?
And yeah, and then she got kicked out. Dude, it was fucking hilarious. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life as a kid. I was like, damn, Grandma.
That is...
And,
okay, yeah.
I think she put that in the bottle with her thing, because they had like a little, like, ball pit where you put the bottle. Yeah. And so that, I can see why you would, because that would be my reasoning to lie. Having that as a childhood moment, yeah. I can see me.
So he's out there, and he's even more upset now.
Oh, yeah.
There's 2 trash cans on either side of the door.
Oh,
he just starts flipping shit.
Oh.
Threw one out into the parking lot towards the gas pumps, grabbed another one, threw it out towards me, went out to the gas pumps, grabbed every trash can out there, and just flung it across the parking lot.
Oh, I would have grabbed the fucking squeegees and just went...
He's tipping, and finally, I've had enough. I just hit my panic button. Because I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done dealing with this
Yeah, because
guy.
you would have had... Well, you already had to clean up all the little shit of the beef jerky. Come on, dude. You don't terrorize beef jerky. That should be a Michigan law right there.
Exactly.
No matter... Even if it's a Slim Jim. From Slim Jim to, like, homemade beef jerky. Never vandalize beef jerky.
Right.
See, that's what I think that's secretly what triggered you.
It probably is. That's probably why I got the attitude.
Like, sir, you can knock off anything on this counter, not the goddamn jerky.
Like, I was going to have one of those, and now they're on the floor, bitch.
And then, and then you got to clean that up, not to mention the trash can. Because it's like how much farther
trash
you can go.
All over the parking lot now that I'm going to have to pick up before the end of my shift.
As intoxicated as that guy was, I probably would have, like, not even heard the click. Like, if I, like...
And it might not have even been the click. He might have just walked outside and realized...
Click me! At that point, I'd be like, I don't even want to come back. Like, go ahead and lock it. I don't give a shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd have been pissed off and want to leave.
Yeah.
But... I don't know. This guy just had another
maybe he
idea.
found maybe he found like beer bottles inside the trash cans. It was like, you sold them fuckers beer.
Oh, there's a drop left in this one.
Yeah. Ooh, you almost had it.
Yeah. Long story short, he got arrested that night because he
really?
didn't leave.
Yeah.
He just kept.
So he stayed there long enough for the cops to be there.
Yep.
So if you hit a panic button about how much is the ETA?
Because that place is so far out into the country,
it's a good minute.
It's about 10 minutes before a cop shows up. And, he just stood out there. Like, he would come back up to the door every couple minutes, and he'd pound on the door. And he'd go out and kick some trash cans.
Well, I was going to ask, was there any other customers that showed up?
No.
But then I forgot it was, like, dead.
Yeah, it's, 2 o'clock in the morning.
And like you said, it's a truck stop, so it's right off the highway. So you can imagine the amount of people that drove by, like, what the fuck is that guy doing?
Exactly.
Yeah, only if you didn't do it, it only a matter of time before somebody else would have called.
Yep.
Thinking, like, that guy's trying to break in there.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have been, they wouldn't have been wrong.
Yeah. So when we started talking and asking people at work about their stories, we noticed about 60 to 70% of these stories, whether you believe it or not, involve poop or bathroom related.
Yep.
We don't know what it is about poop, but we figured we'd have a little segment if anybody has any poop stories to share. I like to start off since I don't really have much. I at the store that I work at now, I've seen piss all over the toilet, and that really pissed me off. I don't even use that toilet, knowing that, like, seeing that. I don't. Right. I mean, as a guy, you might get a couple of driblets.
Sure. That
on this,
happens from time
which
to time.
I was raised to clean that up.
Right.
Yeah, just a paper towel, swipe, throw it in the toilet.
Yep.
Flush it. You're gonna wash your hands anyways.
Exactly.
It might piss me. Yeah, whatever. This was obviously intended.
Mhm.
It was the way
Like they purposely
the
aimed
way
for
the
the
fucker
seat.
peed on this toilet seat was like how you see people do fancy food when they like when you see a cheesecake and they pour the syrup like side to side to side to side to
Yeah.
side, like all over the slice. That's exactly what the fucking toilet seat looked like with pee.
Oh,
and that
my
really
God.
it bothered
Like
me
this dude's
so
just
much.
helicoptering in the bathroom.
It was because it was just the seat, no stall. Maybe there was some on the floor,
Uh-huh.
but they were aiming just for that seat. I mean, it would even show there was some in the water, but it was on the seat, like to like the back of it near the bowl. And I'm like thinking, oh my God, because what they're probably thinking, whoever did it probably, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like I said, if they couldn't control whatever they were doing,
Mhm.
you know, if you had like some condition, you know better than just sit down and pee.
Right.
Or maybe like half of one side. But it was, like I said, side to side on the seats.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. and
It's like
you
they
said, I could
wanted it.
understand if there was some kind of
Maybe-
condition.
Yeah. Maybe they wanted it to clean it just to know that when you sit, your ass might get sticky. Or maybe testing a guy to look at a seat before it sits down. Like, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he could have pulled it off in the girls' bathroom and they would have noticed it afterwards, and maybe their ass got stuck to the seat.
Yeah, maybe.
But oh my God. And briefly, another one I had. This is not really poop, but this is me as a customer. I was walking, I just got out of work and I'm like, all right, I gotta pick some stuff up for it's a Valentine's Day meal.
Mhm.
Make an Italian salad. I'm like, all right. I got my cart full of stuff and I'm like, all right, I got this, and I'm like, Italian dressing. So I walk over to the aisle, and I see the dressing,
Mhm.
and I think this is payback for me trying to be cheap and save like 50 cents. I don't really find a difference between the Kraft Italian salad or the Italian dressing and our version.
I agree. I've had both
Yeah.
of them. They're
It's
both
just
really good.
it's just vinegar, and it's like a 40-cent difference. And I'm like, all right, so. The Kraft is on the left, and then like all the name brands are on the left, and then you go more to the right, and it's generic. As I'm walking to the right, an old couple in front of me is walking to the left, and they stop and they look at the Kraft. But the old man, I'm like, oh, there it is right there. After I pass him,
Yep.
the old man is standing right in front of the generic, and I'm looking like eyes on the Italian down. It's lower because you get your like mid-level, and then you get your lower level.
Sure.
Not really the bottom shelf, but maybe the second or the third one up. That fucking old man farted. and it wasn't like it was like and like it was like loud enough. And he didn't even budge. Like obviously he's probably been shitting his pants all day and not
Right.
knowing or
Oh, yeah.
caring. And I'm just like, I want to get out of here. I was like, I just got out of work. I'm already spending like 5 to 10 minutes shopping.
But you
And
really
I
wanted
reached
that
down and fucking
dressing.
grabbed that bottle and just booked it. I'm like, because they're not moving, they're not going anywhere.
Oh, no,
I'm like, I
uh-uh.
gotta reach it before that scent worsens.
Yup. It's amazing how many times that happens in the course of a day.
Oh, like farting?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like
People
hearing
just
other
walk
customers.
by and crop dust all the time.
Oh yeah,
It's
I do it at my spot. We've had
Yeah.
we've had my area where I do salvage is right by a grease pit, and it was horrible. I mean, I could probably tell that story later, but it gave me the opportunity to fart all the time and I can get away with it.
Is that what that is half the time?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. And then, there's also times where I'm like, I see there's like nobody around because people walk. Like, I basically work, and my workstation is in the walkway. Like, you have your back area where your pallets go,
Right.
and then the walkway, but mine's literally in the walkway.
Yeah. You don't have any other room but the
Yeah.
walkway.
And so, like, when I see there's nobody around, I'm like, finally I can rip one. And then somebody comes by, like, comes out of that meat door, and like, eesh. I'm like, oh no. And they go, oh god. But I'm always like, oh yeah, somebody threw something stinky in the damage cart.
That you got good cover right there.
I'm like, oh man, they threw this in here. But yeah. So you probably had a
Oh yeah,
the truck stop alone probably has enough poop
Yeah.
stories.
Oh yeah. So this at the truck stop, there were 3 bathrooms. There was a men's bathroom, women's bathroom, and then we had a unisex shower room
Yeah.
where people could come in, truckers come in, take shower, whatever.
Yeah. Like you said, you had the motel.
Yeah, motel, motel. Or yeah. So on third shift, it was another job to go in and clean the bathrooms, make sure they were good to go.
Yeah.
Well, as you can imagine, after, we'll say, 2 o'clock, I don't see very many people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I go to clean the bathrooms. I walked into the men's bathroom. And immediately, this smell just smacked me in the face. Like, almost
shit.
knocked me back.
Was it like, were you there when they changed out the grease pit?
Yes.
And as soon as you open that door, it just fucking
Oh, that was
burned
awful.
the nose hairs
Yeah,
off.
that's almost exactly what it was
Yeah.
like. Like, you just have, you need to be out of there.
Yeah.
Because it's so bad.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for the source of this smell. Like, I'm thinking, it's got to be in the toilet. Somebody
Dude, you
took
were
a
in
shit.
a horror movie.
I know.
You were like just getting ready to discover the dead body.
Right.
And at some point, somebody's just watching, like, no, bitch, don't go in there.
Yep. I'm at the point where I should walk away, but I don't. I'm dumb enough to keep going.
Yeah, you were that white guy everybody hates in the horror
Exactly.
movie.
The first person to die
Yeah.
kind of thing.
You would.
So, first place you think to look is the toilet. Somebody took a shit, didn't flush, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens a lot. That
It
happened a
does.
lot in school, too.
Yeah.
Like, the toilets are strong enough to take the shit all the way down. How the fuck do you forget to...
I feel like people just want you to see their shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's you know what? I think you're right. Because it's never a small shit.
Right.
It's always like
It's
the
always a
biggest
big one,
fucking
and they're
long
proud.
turd that goes all the way down inside.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Like, I did that. See, I kind of get... It sound gross. Feel free to disagree with me. I get that way when I clean wax out of my ears.
Okay.
Or a booger out of
This
my
is
nose.
interesting,
I'm like,
yeah.
wow, look at how big that is. But another part of me is like, that's fucking gross. I need to clean my area out. You know what I mean? You're like, wow, look at the size of that fucking rock I pulled out of my nose. That I was breathing with that in there. And then it's like, I gotta blow my nose more often.
That is impressive. I cannot say that I've ever had that thought.
You can't relate to that.
Not so much.
Okay. I think I don't remember who it was, but I mentioned that to somebody. They did agree with me, so I'm not 100% crazy.
I mean, I'm sure I can see that is
Right.
a valid thing.
Yeah. Well, it's like cleaning anything else. Like if you had a drain or something, and you're like, "Wow, our drain's clogged up,"
Look
and
at
then
the
you're like,
size of that thing.
"Oh, how big it is!" Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. But I'm investigating,
Oh yeah.
and then it never even occurs to me to like look up
Mm-hmm.
and around where I'm standing.
Yeah.
I swear to God, somebody.
Well, why would you have to? We're a
You
sponge.
shouldn't have to.
Yeah, you should.
You shouldn't have to. That I look up and around, and there is shit smeared on every wall in that bathroom. There is shit smeared. Like, I don't know if a bear took a fucking shit in there
Oh no.
and just smeared it around, but it was a lot of
No,
shit.
bears are more cleanly.
I hope so, because whoever did this,
It's now you mentioned a bear. It is human nature to not fucking touch poop.
right?
No, you show me an animal that touches fucking poop. They poop and they walk away. They call it good and they just forget about it.
Except for my dumbass dog.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I think dogs are really the only ones.
Right.
Yeah. Now you mentioned it, they eat like cat poop.
Yep.
Or in like, but like humans just like.
Yeah,
poop.
we don't.
Oh, monkeys throw poop, but that's like.
Yeah, that's true. They
That's
do.
like natural weapon.
Right.
They're not like, oh, I don't know. I can't really speak. I'm not a expert on chimpanzees, but
No, me neither.
still.
But it almost appeared to me like somebody had shit ahead of time like in a bag or
Yeah,
something, and brought it with them?
yeah, like
Because
oh
nobody
my God,
shits
what's
that much at once.
So it was wall to wall to wall.
On the sinks, it was like there was a toilet on the left and then a urinal over here. It was on the urinal, and I mean just top to bottom, they just smeared shit all over.
Yeah,
I've never walked into that kind of horror.
See, I think two things. That's just something. Okay, one question. How long did you work still after that incident at the truck stop?
Probably another 2 years.
Okay. That's got to be like the tip of it. That had to have been like one of the biggest pushes.
It was.
Okay.
It was.
Two things that I think could probably happen. One, the person was psycho.
Agreed.
Either they liked poop and they had it in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
They actually physically had it in their hand. Or two, it could be somebody disgruntled that had a grudge against it, that wore a glove or a sponge or something and did it. Perhaps could this be the guy that threw the trash can that got locked out?
Well, I will say that those are good theories.
But he did get arrested.
He did get arrested. That's correct. So he could have had a vendetta.
Yeah.
But
oh no, dude. No, I mean the guy was crazy, but you think he's gonna find somebody crazier to put fucking poop? Like he's like, imagine if somebody was like, imagine if I came up to you like, Jeremy, I fucking hate Costco's.
Mm-hmm.
I went there and they didn't have a big enough pie. They said I can't shop there anymore, and they kicked me out. And I need you to smear shit all over the bathroom wall.
Right.
You're like, would you do it?
No. No.
Not even if it was just apple pie.
Not a chance. Well, believe it or not, after that happened, it happened 3 more times.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear to God.
How much in the space between them?
I would say at most 2 weeks in between each one.
Oh.
Now, mind you, my wife worked at the gas station too. We weren't married then.
Is that how you guys met? Or no?
No, we met before that.
Okay.
She actually had that job before I started working there.
Yeah. Oh, but you guys were dating?
We were dating then,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
And then, by the way, don't ever work
Date
with
oh,
your...
yeah.
No.
Oh, I've heard.
Because
I've
then,
heard
as soon as I got that job, within like 3 months, I ended up being her boss.
Oh,
and that
yeah,
didn't work out
no.
great. So, anyway, this happened 4 more times. Roughly less than 2 weeks in between. Cassie ended up actually having to clean up one of them.
Hey, honey. Oh, were you a boss at the time?
Mm-hmm. I didn't tell her to do it, though. I wasn't working then. It happened when I wasn't there.
If I had to tell my... Honey, how much do you love me? What do you need done? I need you to clean up the shit off the floor and the wall and the ceiling and the sink. You said shit, right? Yeah, I said shit. Love you.
Yeah. I would actually like to see that conversation go down.
Oh, God.
We did finally find out who was doing this.
I will help you practice. Oh, damn. I wish it would have been mysterious.
I know. But
that would be a great fucking horror movie, though.
It could.
Start...
Like, just for years, someone is tormenting another person.
Like the Gift or something,
everywhere. Oh, my God.
It's like 7, but with poop. No murders, just poop in the bathroom stalls. Don't arrest him, Jeremy. He wins.
We ended up...
you found him?
We did. We took one of the security cameras from another part of the store.
Yeah.
And we trained it on that bathroom.
Yeah.
Like on the door.
Now, are you guys able to get away with that?
Yeah. It wasn't in the bathroom.
Oh, it was outside the door.
It was outside,
so you
facing the door, so you could see.
So pretty much you cut the time between, and then not to mention you see the truck that comes in.
Correct.
Yeah. And then you're like, well, the poop shit is again. Yeah.
Yep. We basically just did a process of elimination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not that one. And we would periodically go into the bathroom and check after people would walk out.
Yeah. Oh, dude, what do you got to take time out of your job?
Right.
To go in the bathroom every time somebody goes.
It was ridiculous.
You'd have to have like 100 reasons why to go in and out all the time.
Mm-hmm. But we finally found him, and believe it or not, it was a local person.
Oh,
Somebody
see,
who lived right around
I was
there.
gonna say, like, I was like, because how it just sparked out of nowhere in between a period of time. Like, I was wondering if it was like somebody out of state that happened to get stuck on a route.
Sure.
Yeah,
I could see that.
in the region. Yeah.
No, it was, and you were right on when you said, like, a disgruntled person.
Mm-hmm.
It was somebody that I wouldn't hire.
That's insane.
Like, this person had come into the station
But like, you
all the
knew
time.
like as soon as you saw them. Well, obviously it was
Well,
a guy. It was the male rat.
yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, I recognized the person on the camera,
Yeah.
and after eliminating other people and, like, matching up the times
Yeah.
and whatnot, figured out it was this guy. And come to find out, like, the next time he was in, I confronted him about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you smearing shit in my bathroom?
Why you spilling shit on my bathroom?
And he literally just calmly looked at me and said, I tried to work here. I tried to get a job here, and you wouldn't hire me.
Oh man,
And he walked out.
I'd get back at him and like smear poop the next place he works at.
That was the last time I ever saw him, too.
So he didn't get arrested or anything or
Nope.
nothing.
I didn't call the cops or
Dude,
nothing.
that's fucking nuts.
'Cause what am I going to say? What are they going to charge him with?
Vandalism.
Okay, maybe
Oh, yeah.
vandalism, but
But yeah,
he was a younger kid.
dude, that's
I
fucking.
didn't-
To think that he's out there.
Yeah, smearing shit
Smeared.
on people's
We're
bathrooms.
next. Like, okay, outside the show, give us that contact number so I can warn our bosses.
Good call.
Did
Good call.
did you ever do that just in case? Like, just throw that number out there? Oh, you probably couldn't do that.
What number?
Well, I mean, like, you probably didn't have his application still, did you?
No, because you only have to keep an application for
Yeah.
6 months.
And you can't really give out that info. That's
Mhm.
probably not. Damn.
Nope, that would not be
Because
ethical.
I purposely would. I guess there's a cause, but like I think to serve justice.
It would.
Yeah, just be like, FYI, like PSA, this guy's been some shit. If you hire him, don't hire him.
Yep, pretty
Are
much.
you a recommendation? No, I'm the anti-recommendation. Don't hire him, and he didn't put me on the list because I'm sure with that mentality explains why he didn't get hired.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so now we're gonna move on. So that's, oh my god, crazy, insane. This is what the Retale Pit is about: is descending into story madness on
That's
how
right.
crazy this shit can go. You know, there's a lot of bad jobs. You know, there's worse jobs than working retail.
Oh, no doubt.
But it's like, it's kind of just opening a light to what it's like.
Correct.
And you fall into this like madness. Because if you talk to somebody that works in retail, they instantly go, oh yeah, I got like a million stories. And you kind of descend into a pit.
Yeah.
But what I want to share are the lighter stories. Get out of this poop
Correct.
craze, all this.
Because our jobs aren't all bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There are good times
Oh, yeah.
to be had. There are good people out there. That's what we want to do here.
Yeah. And we get some cool customers, like whenever I see one, like especially when I'm out on the floor, have a band shirt. I always comment. Like one of them, for instance, I was out stocking water, which is usually water or liquor are the only kind of times I'm out on the floor working. Somebody had a Black Sabbath shirt, and it was a concert shirt, and I had I think it was the same exact one, or it was like the variation, because you know, a tour they have the same shirts.
Right.
And I was like, what time did you go? I was like, because Black Sabbath went, it was the last tour. They were at the Palace before it closed, and they were at, I think, Freedom Hill. And like sometime in August, so like February and August. And I went in February. And I was like, oh, what time did you go? And they were like, oh yeah, we went in August. I was like, oh yeah, that was a kick-ass show and everything. And like it was like a whole family too. It was mostly like the mom and the dad talking, but
That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, that was awesome. And I had another instance of Frank Zappa. So we had a Frank Zappa shirt. I was like, oh, get the hell out of here! You're a Frank Zappa fan. I'm like, I hardly find any Frank Zappa fans. And we ended up getting this long discussion about like the music rights of his family after he passed away, who owns the rights and everything. And I was like, dude, have a good day. I was like, you know, any other time it's just crazy how you can like just spark a conversation
just
like that.
Connect with someone
Yeah.
just like that.
And one other thing, as the customer for me, I went to, this happened actually twice, going to Chili's. Lisa and I just went to Chili's the other day. The first time it happened, I was kind of like, I kind of wanted to put faith. I was on the fence, 50-50, if it was going to go well. The guy came in to take our order. He asked what to drink. I said water with lemon, and I think Lisa said something else. He was like, all right, comes back with the drinks. He's like, you guys ready to order? Do our order. Lisa asked for like buffalo chicken salad, no blue cheese.
Okay.
I had my whatever, I think it was like a burger and fries, and he's like, all right, and he's just nodding. No written
writing or
down,
nothing?
in his hand. He's just looking at us, nodding. He's like, all right, I'll get that in for you.
Wow.
I looked at her and I'm like, he didn't write anything down. And she's like, yeah. Or like, kind of like, we're like, I kind of have faith in him. He came back. I had water. He just come back, pour my water in. Because I hate it when they don't refill.
Right.
Like, because there's so many, because I drink a lot and I'm eating.
Oh, yeah,
and I'm
I
like
do too.
thinking that bitch better come by with like my drink. Like, I'm dying of thirst here. And I hate it when they ask you how you're doing, but don't get your refill. Like, they look. I mean, but then another again, it's my part. I should say.
Sure. I
Yeah.
mean,
But I respect waitresses. They got a million things going on at once.
oh yeah,
And
it's a hard job.
oh yeah, and but so and then Lisa's like, well, she'll probably get the order right, but she's like, I hope they don't put blue cheese on it. Sure enough, he came back with like our our menu, perfect.
Really?
Yeah, I was like shocked. It happened again. She ordered the same thing. I ordered the quesadilla chicken blast, like salad. Oh, it's fucking good. It's the only salad I really eat and call it good for the day. And brought it back. And it was a different person. Wasn't it the same? It was a waitress. She was just kind of like, "Yep, all right, I'll get that in for
See,
you."
I could never do that. My memory is not that good.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it was dead. We had I mean, Chili's isn't as like busy as B-Dubs or like
Sure.
Applebee's on a Sunday or on the weekend.
Still, that's a lot of tables to
Yeah,
remember.
it was Saturday night, so there was still quite a bit of tables. I was like, "That's fucking awesome!" Like, I gave them both good tips. Like
No
that
kidding.
it just stuck out to me.
Yeah, it's good service.
Yeah,
So that I'm not gonna lie, that's impressive.
yeah.
Well, on my story, this was actually something while I was working that was just one of those days. Like it happened, and you're like, oh, feels like a Monday.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling a cart full of product out to the floor.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I don't know what I did. Maybe I stacked something wrong or whatever. My whole cart tipped.
Oh no.
Product everywhere.
So you probably had like loose cans, bottles.
Oh yeah.
Anything
12 packs broken
damaged?
open.
Oh yeah.
2-liter bottles all over the floor. And there was only like 2 customers in the aisle. Which I'm thinking, that's awesome. There's only 2 customers.
Oh,
I can clean
yeah,
it up
if you
before.
had traffic.
Yeah,
People were like, "Oh, his shit's in the way."
exactly. So I'm thinking, because I've been yelled at by customers for that.
Mhm.
Can't you move any that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
No, these customers were literally down at the end of the aisle.
Scooting everything over.
They walked up to where I was, and they helped me pick up every single
Oh,
piece that
fuck
was
yeah.
on the floor.
See, I can get it if like they kind of help,
Right.
but they did the
no,
whole thing.
Yeah, they stayed with me until it was all picked up.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I'm like,
You're like,
who
"You don't
are
have
you,
to do
good
this."
Samaritans?
Who are you people?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times people, like you said, will just kind of help you push things over towards your cart. You
Yeah.
know, like kick it with their foot over to you or
Yeah.
whatever.
Which that I'm like, yeah, thank you for
yeah,
your
still,
foot.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And you're helping me clear the walkway up so you can get through.
Right.
But no, these people got bonus points that
Yeah.
day because
Did you hook them up?
faith in humanity restored.
Right.
I didn't have any coupons, but I told them the next time they were in, if I saw them, I would have coupons for them.
And then something happened with that store's employee that made him not want to shop at that store again.
Probably.
Yeah.
You never know.
But yeah, I get a lot of free time in the, waiting on trucks. When I was a truck unloader, waiting on trucks to come in. And sometimes even if not, I still find time for fun because, if I personally can't enjoy work, it ain't worth going.
Exactly.
I'm there to get paid, but I'd hate to hate it.
Yep.
Nobody wants to be at work. Everybody can agree on that. I can go all day about the stuff that I get in returns that I have for fun. I had the Hot Wheels gun. I don't know if you're there for that. It was a gun that shot Hot Wheels cars.
I saw the package. I wasn't there the day you did it.
The receiver that I work with, she keeps a whole thing of batteries, knowing that I'm going to play with the shit that needs batteries.
Yep, that sounds just...
Yeah, and and I even have a little screwdriver for those little screws to put in batteries. Because I'm like, quality assurance. Like, people are like, man, you always mess around back here. And I'm like, quality assurance, man. If this works, I'm not going to send it back.
Right.
I'm going to put it back to the department.
Yep.
But if it doesn't work, I'm going to send it back or throw it away or have it mark it down so I can buy it. Because I bought a lot of cool shit.
You have done a lot.
We can do a whole episode about cool shit that we've got.
I'm sitting here looking at...
Yeah, you're literally looking at,
6
like,
things.
You got the blimp behind you. You got the... Oh, my God. What else?
Oh, you've got the rug underneath your coffee
Yeah,
table.
the Super Bowl rug. Oh, my God.
This-
The cardboard box that's got all my shit on there with wheels. That giant-ass skull.
Yep. Your movie
Oh, yeah, my
stand over
fucking
here?
DVD rack.
Yeah.
That we don't talk about because... not like saying you were bad for bringing that up.
Right.
But, I don't like to talk about because... Well, to be fair, the rep should have been...
That's right. I remember.
But...
Well, and you also
I think
have
we should do a whole episode on that.
That'd probably be a good idea.
Because, yeah, we can go all day on that, on the cool shit we get in the back room.
Oh, yeah.
But, I played... And it's funny because people come back and they'll have fun. And I get it. Some people are having a rough day and they don't want to, they just kind of want to get through the day.
Right.
But I do feel like sometimes I do make somebody's day better when I'm, fucking around with, the toys and shit that get returned.
Mm-hmm.
And, the one was the pull the monkey finger. It was like that. It was the balloon butt game.
Oh, yeah.
And you pull the finger and the butt gets bigger and then eventually it farts. I was fucking cracking
you were
people.
so happy to show that to me that day. I walk in that day and he's just pulled a monkey finger.
Yeah, you're like,
like,
why? And then, you
excuse
didn't do
me?
it. And then you kept pulling it. And I was like, keep pulling it. I was getting pissed. I'm like, keep fucking pulling it, Jeremy. And then it's like... and then you crack.
And this is the kind of shit I walk into on a daily basis.
You never
It's
know
great.
what's gonna happen in our what shit I'm gonna find. And I keep up to date on the toys.
Oh yeah.
And just the other day we had the bolt action dart gun that we're shooting across. And as a kid I always had those dart guns that were supposed to stick, but they never did.
Right.
It was always those black darts with the orange tip, and they were like crosses. And I remember just chewing on those as a kid. Don't ask me
really?
why. Because it was just rubber, I guess.
Okay.
But not to mention you're supposed to lick it and then
Right.
But it never did. So it blew my fucking mind when I shot that bull action rifle, and that dart just stuck right to your car, the sign on your car, and I just fucking lost it. It brought me to be a 10-year-old again.
That's awesome.
Oh man. And then lastly, the other thing I was messing with was the RC car. I was driving that little RC car around.
Was that on a Saturday when I wasn't
No,
there?
it wasn't on a Saturday. It was, I think it was around lunchtime.
Oh,
so
okay.
usually when it's about lunchtime for me, you're at your other stores.
Right, I'm gone.
Plus I went to go get custom returns, which I do after my first break. And that I had to put batteries in. And it was a little RC car. And I'm just driving around, and I drive in the receiving areas, and I hear the one guy for receiving. He's like, "Hey, what's that thing?" So I almost drove it out to the floor to figure to push the doors, but then I tried to drive it back. Dude, it was so hilarious.
I wish I would have been there for that.
I don't know if you ever had any other stories of
God.
fun in the back room at the other stores.
Okay, so you were there for this. My favorite time at your store was a certain friend of ours who no longer works for this company.
Okay.
Was in the back room, and when our pallets come into the store, they're wrapped in plastic wrap.
Yeah.
Almost like shrink wrap kind of deal.
Yeah.
Well, when you take that off the pallet and you ball it up, like most of you who work in retail know,
Yeah.
you make yourself a nice little ball.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
You can throw at people.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we had the greatest. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
We had a great game of just
throwing it and then it hiding.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that scared the hell out of our receiver.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
we
my
would
God.
throw it over to the receiver, and then hide.
Yeah.
She had no clue where it was coming
and she
from.
blamed it on me.
She did.
I didn't even know he was there because he
Right.
comes in and out,
Mhm.
and because he moved. It took me a minute to know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I
he
kinda
he moved to Grand Rapids.
Yes.
And then so every now and then he'll come back,
Mhm.
like out of the blue, like
And he
usually
just
during
kind
the
of
holidays.
sneaks in.
Yeah.
To surprise
And
everybody.
it threw me off. I'm like,
Mhm.
Jimmy, stop throwing this shit.
She knew I didn't do it.
Yeah, and then she was like, she instantly blamed it on me, and
Exactly.
it pissed me off. Like,
Well, let's be honest here.
yeah, it is him.
Out of the two of us, it was
Yeah.
more likely you.
Which we'll have to get him on the show.
Agreed.
Too. Yeah,
But that was just an awesome time because it was a slow time.
it was so perfect too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we were done, I'm pretty sure that was the same day. We fucking were playing like dodgeball with the 3 or 4 balls that we had.
Yeah.
A plastic
Oh no!
wrap.
Oh no! And then we also played kickbox.
We did.
Kickboxing. We created a game
Yes.
called kickboxing, where you just
Which is not what it sounds
It's
like.
it's really hacky sack just with the box. You
Right.
kind of got to find the perfect box that's small enough,
Yeah.
gets enough aerodynamic, because it feels so much better to kick a box,
Mm-hmm.
a small box, like an Amazon box, like the one I got over there, that
Yeah.
Amazon box.
Yep.
Perfect for kickboxing.
It would be.
And it's like hacky sack, just kicking it. And sometimes you're able to like soccer, where you like kick it downwards and it goes up in the air. Yeah,
Yep.
it's on the floor.
That was a good day.
It was. So we're gonna keep this one short because I think we could do a full length episode on this.
Oh yeah.
Just
I
short
agree.
answers. So one question that I want to ask a lot of the people that might be a guest is: has working in retail changed anything you do, or how you do things differently than before?
Okay, well, I'm going to answer that question, and I will say yes. After working in retail for as long as I have, my biggest pet peeve, and something that before I worked retail, I did all the time, and I know I did. I can remember doing it. I would pick something up off the shelf, put it in my cart, walk 3 aisles away,
Mm-hmm.
decide, I really don't want that.
Oh yeah.
Grab it out of my cart and just stick it wherever I
Oh,
can
yeah.
find room for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 1. After working in retail, it's hard enough to try to stock your shelves
Yeah.
and then
When
find
you find
that,
shit,
and you
yeah.
have to, because when you're working retail, you can't just leave that up to somebody
Yeah, 'cause-
else.
Well, then not to mention that makes you look bad
Exactly.
from our store. They were
Mhm.
like, "Well, why didn't you clean up why didn't you make your aisle? You had
Right.
yeah, like Jimmy, you had one little section in an aisle and you can't clean it
Right.
because there's a toy gun that some kid was playing with."
But what's even worse is that, and I'm guilty of this too. I have been, and clearly I don't do it now. But when somebody grabs something from my shelf,
Mm-hmm.
they'll walk 3 feet down
And
then put it in the
back.
wrong spot.
Oh,
And I'll be standing right there. They'll make eye contact with me.
dude, that's worse than like putting
It
a
is.
dish in the dishwasher when you're
Oh.
washing dishes, or like in the sink. I mean,
Right. I would almost rather they take it 3 aisles down.
yeah,
Don't do it
that's
right in
their
front of
problem.
me.
Yeah, that's whoever's doing that aisle. That's their problem now.
Right. So that is probably the biggest thing for me that I have learned after working retail is I don't want to make somebody else's job
Yeah.
harder than it
Oh,
has
yeah.
to be.
Yeah, and some people, and you can tell somebody's never worked in retail when they go, "Well, that's their job."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's their job, but they also have A, B, C, D, E, and F to do in a certain
other
time
jobs.
frame.
Yeah, yeah.
And now
That's
you've
just like a
added-
small portion of the job. That's
Correct.
not like that's what they're paid to specifically do.
Mhm.
See, if I just worked truck unloading and never had to go out on the floor, I might do that more often.
Right.
But when I had to, I actually, as a truck unloader, we had our, like, what do you call those, the slower days?
Okay,
Where
yeah.
the people who actually do what you're talking about are the utility workers.
Right.
They come around with a grocery cart. They take everything that doesn't belong there and put it where
we call
it
them
belongs.
orphans, basically.
Yeah, and we were stuck doing that, and it was the worst fucking thing ever. It was, oh my god, like I got to give respect to utility workers and cart pushers, because like, dude, the one guy was so set over the. We just got done working a 9-hour day unloading a grocery in a GM truck.
Yep.
And then they asked us to do that, and it was right before the holidays because the guy that was utility was just fucking around and wasn't doing anything. So we got stuck doing that. But we were told not to do. Word about the Christmas candy because they were like, we can just throw that in center aisle, whatever. Don't worry about it.
Right.
They were like, there was like 6 carts, full grocery carts, and the one guy was just so ready to leave, which I was with him, and he was. I watched him. It cracked me up, but like now I'm like. He was just he grabbed the cart of the grocery candy or the Christmas candy, which he didn't have to do, and he's just stuffing it in the back, like he's like fuck this place, and he just put boxes in front of it and just called it good.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh my god, dude, you're gonna get in trouble for something you don't even know how to do,
right? Well, there's one national chain store that I go to where we're supposed to walk. Like, me as a vendor, not an employee of that store.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to walk
to
every
find
aisle
your
in
product?
that store to find my misplaced product.
No.
Okay.
Like, how much harder is that is you than it is the person that works in the department to have one spot where they just put it back.
Correct.
Even if they just find, like, a little box or a little corner or, you know, a little cart or something.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
But for like me as a vendor, I go to a lot of different accounts every day. Yeah, and I have to spend 2, 3, 4 hours in each one. And now you're just adding, 30 minutes onto every store because I need to walk the aisles and look for a product that you just couldn't put back.
Yeah. But I do the same thing too. When I go to a store, but generally I don't grab something unless I know I want it.
Right.
But if I'm in like a clothes store and I'm like, maybe I don't want these pants anymore, or if I like rang it up and it really wasn't the price that it said, I feel guilty and I walk all the way back there and put it back. Yeah.
Yep, I do that now. I mean, never used to.
Or worst case scenario, if I don't want it, I'll wait until I get to the register and say, never mind on this.
Right.
Because I'm sure they got a whole collection of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
they have bins for all that up there.
But one that I'm sure you also do is when I shop, I always push items to the front of the shelf after I grab it, just because I got used to doing it out of a habit.
Yep.
So like basically, if you grab some of the things automatically do it, like gallons of milk, you grab it and it slides.
They have like a slide out.
Yeah, but if I were to grab like, are your 2 liters like that? Okay, yeah. If I were to grab a 2 liter. No, maybe that's not a good example.
Say like a box of crackers or something.
Yeah, or like a box of cereal. Yeah, and I just want one box. I'll grab it. I won't grab it and go. I'll grab it and slide at least 1 or 2 boxes forward to face it.
Right.
Just so used to it now.
Yep. It's second nature at this point.
Yeah, it's like basically like I don't know how to explain. It's like putting a blinker on before you get in a lane. You don't think about it. You just click it right on. You know. And and the music. Oh my god! And then lastly, the music that plays at my job. Some stores, I never knew any music whatsoever of new music. Anything past like 2009 is like new kids music to me.
Right.
So they have a work playlist, and generally the same song every day. It's like the same song on every day on a shuffle. So you at least hear the same song you heard yesterday again the next day.
Yep.
Sometimes twice in the same day.
Yeah. Then I know I've been there too long.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'll hear like a song at the end of the day that I heard at the beginning of the day. But it's complete shuffle. It's not like, and I know like other stores probably either have our same playlist or have its own radio that are like copyrighted songs. Like occasionally, it'll play older music, But it won't play any older than like 5 years generally. But
Yeah.
there's a couple songs that I hear that are like 70s, 60s songs. And before it would play like, and this is just like last year or like 2 years ago that they started doing this. Because before, when I first got hired in, it used to play rock music, like classic rock. It used to play, like, but now it's just like Billy Joel or Elton John, or like stuff, music like that. It's
Yeah.
really old, and even but like now I hear a couple of '90s music. I'll start singing along, but what's funny because there's a lot of songs that I hear now that are like, oh, I know it's a new song. I've never heard it before. Obviously, like most of them I never heard before. I don't know if it's like, and I've looked some of them up. Some of them are like huge hit songs,
Right.
that I'll hum, and then my girlfriend will be like surprised. She's like, "You know that song?" Because she knows I don't listen to newer music. I was like, "Oh, she knows." Like, you heard that from work. But then there's like some that she's like, "I never even heard of that song." And I'll look it up, and it's like 20,000 views. Like that's it, like on like YouTube or something. So
That's how it gets.
music, yeah. So
That's
working
crazy.
in retail is kind of like open, I guess, my music knowledge of newer music.
Yeah, sure. I mean, half the time it's on in the background, and you don't even really know that you're listening to it.
Yeah.
But then it's stuck in your head.
Oh yeah, and I know like the receiver that I work with. She says that she doesn't really pay attention. I'm like, how can you not? Like it's, I don't know. Like my mind instantly goes to it, and I think part of it is because I was doing truck loading, so it's like a redundant job. Walk back and forth.
Yep.
And I was always, I think I talk a lot now because I talked a lot as a truck unloader. As soon as I get quiet, it's like, fuck, this job's boring.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
30
I know.
minutes
I can
truck
hear you
unloading.
guys down there from my area.
Yeah, 30 minutes truck unloading feels like 2 hours.
Oh,
And
I
it's the
can
worst.
imagine.
Yeah. And so I think part of it is listening to that. But another part of me is like, maybe because working on movies and stuff is making me kind of used to listen to stuff in the background.
Right.
And then lastly, I don't know if you do the same. You're nodding your head. Yes, I'm assuming
Yep.
so. Putting grocery carts away. When I'm done with my grocery carts, I put the fucker in the grocery cart return thing.
Correct. That
Like-
is why it is in the parking lot.
I've literally seen one right next, like two parking spots away from the thing. I'm like, you were so close.
What really drives me nuts is like in your guys' parking lot, how they have those little, what do they call them? Where the grass is grown up and it's a water pit in there.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking. Where like there's mulch.
Yeah.
Well, in the front it's mulch, but in the middle there's those water drains.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, people would dump them in there too.
Yes,
Yeah.
all the time, and they're next to cart corrals.
Yeah.
Why can
I
you not
don't
walk the
I don't
extra 3
get it.
feet?
I don't get it.
And even inside the store, you
Mhm.
know, because I see customers.
Oh yeah, people will walk and push the cart right in front of the return and just say fuck it and walk away.
Yep.
Won't even take 2 seconds to turn it around and just push it.
Exactly. I mean, you wouldn't think it would be such a big deal as, you know, just a customer coming into a store.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
you get
little
3
things.
people that do that.
Yeah.
It's blocking off like that whole walkway right there.
Yep. Or now you're blocking off a parking spot, or that cart's
Yeah.
gonna roll across
Yeah.
the parking lot and dent someone's car.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
there's a lot of times where I've seen it. Well, most commonly, it's crazy is that, like, I think some people just push them,
Mhm.
like, in the center. Because you always see them in the center
Yeah.
of that center line, and it takes up, like, really 4 spots.
Yep.
Where you can park in it, just not super close, when you know it's going to hit your freaking, your bumper or something when it's in the wind. So, today's PSA is brought to you by Mr. Clean's Absorbent Sponge. Or when you want to smear poop or clean poop on the walls of Mr. I'm just kidding. I don't endorse Mr. Clean. I'm not making any profit or advertisement.
Correct. We have no affiliation.
We just like to do a PSA over a topic over the episode. Oh, yeah, I still can't believe that. But, all right, that pretty much wraps up our setup of an episode. Hope you listeners enjoyed the ride so far. If you have a retail of your own, and want to share it, feel free to email us at theretalepit@gmail.com. That's the R-E-A... I'm sorry. That is the RETALE pit@gmail.com. Once again, RETALE pit.com@gmail.com. And if you're interested, like our Facebook page under the same spelling to catch up on episode release dates, special guest announcements, or see our photos or videos of our retales that we're talking about. Like, for instance, I had the Hilo, the forklift that shredded out. And we might not have as much just to keep things anonymous, and I can always motion blur stuff out for people's sake.
That's right. We try to take photos or videos to capture the moments at work while we can. And if you have any, feel free to email those to us as well, and let us know if it's okay to post those on the page.
So stay tuned for another episode. We will have a special interview with our friend, my good friend Steve, and he has some stories sharing with Jeremy at a gas station, and another as a bank teller.
I'm really excited to hear.
Yeah, I know.
I'm curious about that because I've done that too.
Yeah. So I'm Austin,
and I'm Jeremy,
and this is us signing out of the Retale Pit.